Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Friday, August 8th, 2025 episode of Friday Night SmackDown of our TEW Save here on the channel. And we're opening the show strong with Cody Rhodes, who comes out and he wants to shout out John Cena for an amazing performance and for finally bringing his true self to the ring at SummerSlam. And he understands now what holding this title can do to him and to the people around him after his first reign. So he knows he has to watch his back, but anyone who steps up to him will discover how far he is willing to dig to keep the WWE Championship around his waist. When suddenly, The Rock's music hits, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, he comes out, he's aura farming for a minute or two, and then he talks directly to Cody Rhodes. And he tells Cody that, he gave him the chance to do the right thing out of the Elimination Chamber, and Cody failed. And he reminds Cody that their story, it's not over yet. For in 81, the crowd is hot. The commentary was not very good. Interesting. But yeah, 81, I'll definitely take that. Good start to the show. Was expecting, the 97 for part 2. Not sure why we didn't get a little bit more than that. But anyways, after that amazing opening segment, we have a rare tag team triple threat match where the Divas Tag Team Championships are on the line. The Allies of Convenience are defending against the Secret Service and the team of Michin and BFAB. Obviously, if you remember, Alexa Bliss has announced she's pregnant, so our general manager Nick Aldis is trying to get the tag titles off of them as soon as possible. Obviously, this is a chaotic match, but as it winds down, Piper Niven dominating in the ring as she looks to hit a splash on Alexa Bliss, which could be very dangerous, but Charlotte's able to yank her out of the way just in time. And BFAB's able to tag herself in and hit a big roundhouse kick on Alexa Bliss before going for the cover, which gets broken up by Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte tags herself in for Alexa and gets some offense in on BFAB. And while they're fighting in the ring, chaos erupts on the outside. Alexa Bliss and Michin are brawling with the Secret Service. And seeing all this chaos, Charlotte Flair sees this as the perfect opportunity to lock BFAB in a figure 8 leg lock, and BFAB quickly taps out of that, meaning your Allies of Convenience are still the Divas Tag Team Champions for now. And a figure 4, whatever. Allies of Convenience make their first defense. For a 59, actually not bad. 48 and 50 for Secret Service. 24 for BFAB, 52 for Michin, 67 for Charlotte, 55 for Alexa Bliss. And any penalties, physical condition, inexperience, sure. That all makes sense. 50 for the wrestling, 45 for the crowd. Crowd is still hot. Charlotte Flair, head and shoulders above everyone else. BFAB weak link, that all makes sense. And so they're celebrating in the ring, and suddenly they're interrupted by Trish Stratus, who announces that she's found a partner and is challenging them to a title match next week. And Charlotte tells her it doesn't matter who the partner is, they accept. Obviously, they're trying to get these challenge everybody because they want a true contender to get the belts, not just vacate it and have someone win it in a tournament. And suddenly Mickie James music hits. And she's finally back in the WWE to team with Trish Stratus next week for 74. I wonder if any of you guys thought that Tiffany Stratton would be teaming with Trish Stratus, but nope. I brought Mickie James back into the WWE. And this gets a 74. Mickie James gimmick gets very good, and losses do not hurt momentum as much, which is good. She comes across well. Alexa Bliss looks excellent. Trish Stratus improvises well. So does Mickie James. So does Alexa Bliss. Charlotte struggles a little bit, but the crowd is white hot once again. After that, we go to commercial break and come back to Sami Zayn coming out to discuss his loss to Karrion Kross at SummerSlam. And obviously he's disappointed about the loss, but he's also excited for the future and for new opportunities on SmackDown. And he promises he will not let the SmackDown crowd down. And suddenly, Solo Sikoa's music hits, and MFT comes out to the stage. And Solo tells Sammy that SmackDown is run by MFT. And JC Mateo is going to beat that lesson into Sami Zayn right now for 75, which is pretty good. 84 for Sami Zayn promo, 60 for MFT interrupting, and Sami Zayn does just good. These three are all underwhelming. That's fair. Improvising very badly, Sami Zayn. Sure, that makes sense. But yeah, next up we have a match between Sami Zayn and JC Mateo. And JC uses his power to dominate Sami Zayn, who's obviously he's a big underdog. He keeps surviving. JC gets overhead belly to belly, sends Sammy flying across the ring, but he recovers and he's able to shove JC into the corner and hit a haluva kick. He goes for the cover, but Solo puts JC's foot on the ropes to break the pin. Obviously, the ref did not see that. Jimmy Uso comes out. He gets up on the ring apron. He's shouting at Solo. The Tongans come around. They're trying to intimidate Jimmy. And suddenly Roman Reigns' music hits, and he comes out. And JC's distracted. He's staring at Roman on the stage. While Sami Zayn takes advantage to hit another haluva kick, which sends JC into the corner, but he's still standing. Sammy loads up and hits a third haluva kick that sends JC Mateo to the mat. Sammy goes for the cover for 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn gets the victory in 12 minutes by pinfall with a haluva kick. During the match, we also had Roman Reigns distract JC Mateo. Sounds about right. 68 for Sammy, 53 for JC, 68 for the match total. Very happy with that, actually. 60 for the crowd, 55 for the wrestling. I had that backwards. 60 for the wrestling, 55 for the crowd. And yeah, very decently happy with that. A 68, considering JC Mateo isn't like super popular in America. Obviously, the fans aren't crazy about him. I don't really know what he's doing in the bloodline, but I guess I thought we were going to get a JC Mateo Jacob Fatu feud sooner in real life. I thought that's what he was being brought in for, but I don't know. I guess not. Anyways, we go backstage after this match. So backstage, Julia is talking to Kiana James, and Zelina Vega interrupts their conversation to tell Julia that she'll get another chance and she'll earn her title back. But Julia ignores her, which Zelina Vega starts getting all frustrated. So Kiana James butts in. She tells Zelina that she's representing Julia now, and anything that Zelina wants to say to Julia will have to go through her first. And Zelina tells Kiana that she wants to kick Julia's ass, so she's fine doing that to Kiana first, right now, in the ring. And I think it's a 53. High morale, yep, awesome. And I do have Zelina. She is currently fan favorite, and we're gonna make her a regular gimmick. She's very good, so can't have her losing to a comedy gimmick, which makes sense. Very good, better than adequate. She had an adequate gimmick before, plus fan favorite just is bland. So, yeah, after that, we head out to the ring for that match between Zelina Vega and Kiana James, which I don't really have a headcanon for. This match isn't. This match, yeah, the crowd isn't going to go crazy for, obviously. Zelina Vega defeats Kiana James in 9 minutes. About that had little heat and embarrassing wrestling. 37 for the wrestling, 38 for the crowd, 43 for Zelina, 31 for Kiana James, and 44 for that match. Definitely, Kiana is still super inexperienced, and Zelina takes advantage of that to get the win. But hopefully next up, we have a better match. We have a 3v3 match with Legado del Fantasma facing 3 AAA roster members in Mr. Iguana, Pagano, and Psycho Clown. Obviously, still in my save, Los Garzas are holding the AAA tag team titles, and Pagano and Psycho Clown are looking to bring them back to AAA. So we made a 3v3 match tonight, and this should be a very energetic Lucha Rules match. And Mr. Iguana opens with, obviously, he's got his Iguana puppet. The fans are going crazy. They love it. He's outsmarting both Angel and Berto to begin the match, and Santos Escobar comes in to isolate Iguana as Legado hits a triple team backbreaker and dropkick combo to gain control of the match. But Iguana's able to hit a DDT on Santos Escobar and get the hot tag to Psycho Clown. And Santos tags in Berto to deal with Psycho Clown. Pagano and Iguana are setting up a table at ringside, and Pagano goes to distract the refs as Psycho Clown gets Berto on the table. And then Pagano, he's still talking to the ref, so the ref's not seeing what's going on outside of the ring. Psycho Clown goes up to the top rope, hits a splash to put Berto through the table. And after all that chaos, we end up with Pagano and Santos Escobar in the ring, after all the carnage is over. And the ref goes ringside, check on Berto, as a hooded figure runs into the ring to hit Pagano with a low blow before rolling out of the ring towards Angel, and Santos Escobar picks up Pagano, hits the Phantom Driver as the ref comes back in for the cover for 1, 2, 3. Legado del Fantasma get the victory over the 3 AAA roster members. And the hooded figure reveals herself as Elektra Lopez, who I have also brought back to the WWE and put back with Legado del Fantasma. And Berto and Elektra are a good pairing. They play off each other well, which is good. La Madrina gimmick is very good. No pros and cons. And subpar wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. But I mean, the wrestling seems good enough. We got a 55. Obviously, the 3 AAA roster members are not super well known in America, so this game isn't going to give them crazy good ratings. But I told them to steal the show, and they definitely did a good job of getting the rating better than the Zelina versus Kiana James match. 53 for Psycho Clown, 36 for Pagano, 48 for Mr. Iguana, a 55 for Berto, 59 for Angel, and 65 for Santos Escobar. And decent. This was my way of. Originally, I wanted to do a tag team match where Angel and Berto faced Pagano and Psycho Clown, and just so I could get the belts off them. And I was going to look to do the same thing with the TNA belts in NXT, but I can't do a AAA title match in WWE, and I'm not going to book AAA. So whenever they want to take those belts off Angel and Berto, that's fine by me. Otherwise, I guess I can keep booking Legado against AAA roster members or tag teams. Could be an interesting idea. But after a commercial break, we come back to Tiffany Stratton, who is cutting a promo in the ring. And obviously Jade Cargill tried taking her spotlight at SummerSlam, but Jade didn't realize that it's still Tiffy time. And Tiffy's speech is cut short, as we have another return to the WWE. First Mickie James, then Elektra Lopez. Who could it be now? And the music of Ronda Rousey plays, and she comes out to the stage with a microphone. And Ronda tells Tiffany Stratton that Tiffy time will be ending in Paris. So, potentially a title match between Ronda Rousey and Tiffany Stratton at Clash in Paris. Which, these are obviously 2 very different styles, so could be an interesting match. And at 66, people are excited to see Ronda Rousey back in the Save, at least. And the Rowdy gimmick gets very good, which is very good for me. Tiffany Stratton, flavor of the month. The crowd is white hot to a returning Ronda Rousey. And Tiffany Stratton should maybe turn heel, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Next up, we have a match between Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Obviously, Aleister Black turned heel against Damian Priest, and they trade heavy shots in the ring. Aleister gets the upper hand after a couple of strong kicks. And he's taunting Priest, he's doing his pose in the ring, sitting down, before he gets up and hits a running knee on Damian. And the fight spills to the outside as Damian sends Aleister Black into the steel steps. And he's able to get a razor's edge off, throwing Aleister Black onto the barriers. But he's too gassed to bring Aleister back into the ring and end it. Obviously, the ref is counting this whole time, and Aleister just barely gets back into the ring before the count gets to 10. And he quickly recovers, goes for a Black Mass, but Damian Priest is able to duck and grab Aleister for a South of Heaven choke slam, and he goes for the cover for 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest gets the victory over Aleister Black. for a 67, which I'm decently happy with. These two are not done yet. Obviously, in real life, they are having a feud, and I'm doing it on here. 59 for the wrestling, 59 for the crowd as well, 67 total. Yeah, they went all out. I made it a wild brawl so that they would go all out. And stamina, I maybe made it a little too long. I made it in 12 minutes, a wild brawl, which is my bad. But could have maybe been a 70. Oh, man. Anyways, after that match, John Cena comes out to the ring, and he's talking about his war with Cody Rhodes. Obviously, Cody opened the show, but John's coming out now. And he talks about how much it meant to him to do it the right way. And while he may have lost, he still feels like he won. No longer being a loser version of himself, coming out and crying about the fans that have supported him for so long. Before he can continue, he's interrupted by The Miz. And Miz says that he was excited to see a John Cena that finally saw the truth. But now Cena's gone back to being a soft, corporate goody two-shoes. Miz feels like he has to speak up. He tells John that, you think you were a loser version before, but that's what you are right now. This throwing away your true potential like this is just sad. And Cena's had enough. He tells Miz that nothing he says can get under his skin. And he tells Miz to that he'll find a tag partner, and he'll see Miz and Carmelo Hayes next week in a tag match. So something to look forward to for the next SmackDown episode. John Cena and a partner versus Melo Don't Miz for an 82. And I did bring back Maurice to be the Miz's manager because why not? And her gimmick gets great, which is good. And they have great chemistry, so that should help improve Miz segments. Because why not? More managers don't hurt anybody. 85 and then a 95. So they obviously like the character work between John Cena and The Miz. We get an 82. Awesome. Very, very happy for that. But now it's time for our main event of the evening, which is Drew McIntyre facing off with Randy Orton. Obviously, they had a tag match at SummerSlam, which saw Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul get the victory over Randy and LA Knight, who was stepping in for a missing Jelly Roll. And Randy wants to prove himself that he can beat Drew, so he asked Nick Aldis for this match before the show. And Drew takes control. He's using his brute strength to get control of the match. He's taunting Randy, saying, "Your time's up, old man. Just retire." But Orton's fighting back, and he's getting off some moves before going for an RKO attempt that Drew barely avoids by rolling out of the ring. And Randy gets out, and Drew throws him into the steps and then across the announce desk. And Drew gets back in, and Randy's able to just barely not be counted out by getting back into the ring right at 9. And Drew goes for a Claymore, but Randy barely dodges it, only to go for another RKO, which Drew counters by shoving Randy, who goes tumbling into the ref. And the ref he goes down, he rolls out of the ring, he's obviously hurt. And Randy, he gets up, hits on RKO, he gets it this time, but obviously the ref, he's not up to count for the pin. So Randy slides out of the ring, checks on the ref, when suddenly Logan Paul appears in the crowd, and he jumps the barricade. He turns Randy around and punches him right in the face using his brass knuckles, and throws him back into the ring before putting those brass knucks in his pocket and waking up the ref to get back in the ring. Randy's dazed. He tries getting back up, only get hit with a Claymore by Drew, who goes for the cover for 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre gets the victory with Logan Paul's help. And 72 for the wrestling, 78 for the crowd, 70 match. I'm guessing a lack of a storyline. No. Let's see. The road, I did keep strong Randy Orton. And then I'm sure people don't like an interference finish. So yeah, I wanted to keep Randy strong. Obviously, the Logan Paul interference also keeps him strong. And I made this a storytelling match, which also might have been a problem. But a 70 isn't bad. I'll definitely take a 70 for Drew versus Randy. And that's going to be the end of the show. So obviously I wasn't able to get everybody into the show this time. The tag team division had to take a back seat. I'm really not happy with a 2-hour SmackDown. I'm gonna maybe try and change that to 3 hours so that we can get these episodes as long as Raw, and I can book as many people as I need to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Comment your feedback in the comments below. Any feuds you want to see, what you think of the current storylines going on. And subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the TEW content. Let's see what the full show gets us. A 73, which loses his pop in 11 regions, but that's fine. But yeah, here's the whole show for you to see. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode for Monday Night Raw, I believe. See you then. Goodbye.